All right, let's dive in. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a critical, but honestly often misunderstood part of the US tax system. I'm talking about the individual taxpayer identification number, or as you probably know it, the ITIN. Millions of people rely on it, but how does it really work? Well, that's what we're here to deconstruct.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to break down what an ITIN actually is. Then, we'll run through what I'm calling the application gauntlet. After that, we'll look at the system's access points, where you can get help, then explore the ITIN lifecycle, and finally, we'll do the final calculation, weighing the risks versus the rewards.
Okay, first things first, let's get right to the core of it. What is an ITIN designed to do? And, just as important, what are its built-in limitations?
It really all boils down to this one simple question. You've got millions of people who are required to file US taxes, but who aren't eligible for a Social Security number. So how do they do it? Well, the ITIN system is the official answer to that huge structural problem.
Here it is, the official IRS definition. But the key phrase you really need to lock onto here is tax processing number. That's its whole reason for being. Its entire existence is just to make sure people can follow federal tax law. That's it, nothing more. Now this is where it gets really interesting, when you put an ITIN and an SSN side by side. They are designed for completely different jobs. An SSN is for tracking your earnings for future benefits. An ITIN is just for processing taxes. But here's the dead giveaway, the little tell baked right into the system's DNA. An ITIN will always start with the number 9. It's an instant identifier.
And this brings us to the hard boundaries of the system. Let's be crystal clear. An ITIN does not authorize you to work in the US. It does not make you eligible for Social Security benefits. And it absolutely does not change or grant you any kind of immigration status. Understanding these limits is absolutely essential to seeing the whole picture.
So this leads us straight to the application process. And believe me, it's not just about filling out a form. It's a system with different pathways, and each one requires you to make a strategic choice. This right here is Form W7. It's the one and only key to get into the ITIN system. But the real analysis, the real strategy, isn't about filling it out. It's about how you submit it. The choice you make here has direct consequences for your time, your money, and the security of your most important documents. So you basically have 3 doors to choose from. Door number 1, mail everything in. It's the lowest cost, but it's also the highest risk because you're literally sending your original passport or other documents in the mail. Door number 2, go in person to an IRS center. This is free and totally secure, but you'll need to snag an appointment, which can take time. And door number 3, use an authorized agent. This is the convenience option. Low risk, but it's going to cost you. And check this out. This reveals another critical variable, timing. The system's processing speed isn't static. It totally depends on the season. Apply in the off-season, you're looking at about 7 weeks. But try to do it during the tax season rush, that wait time can balloon to 9, 10, even 11 weeks. That's a huge delay, especially when you're waiting for your original documents to come back. So, what happens if you hit a snag? You run into an issue. Well, the system does have official channels for help, and knowing which one to use is the key to getting things sorted out fast. You can think of the support system in tiers. You've got the official, direct from the source help at a taxpayer assistance center. Then there's VITA, which is free, community-based help from trained volunteers. And for the really complex cases, you have the paid pros, the certified acceptance agents. Your choice really just depends on your budget and how tricky your situation is. Okay, listen up, because this is a piece of non-obvious, super actionable info. This number you see here, this is not the main IRS helpline. This is the direct line for the IRS ITIN operation in Austin. Seriously, having this number can be the difference between a 2-minute call and spending hours lost in that general IRS phone tree. It's a total game changer. Next,
Let's talk about the life cycle of an ITIN itself. See, it's not a permanent number. Its validity is basically governed by a very simple but very strict rule. Use it or lose it.
This timeline lays out the mechanism perfectly. If you don't use an ITIN on federal tax return for 3 consecutive years, bam! On December 31st of that third year, the system automatically deactivates it. It's a direct consequence of not using it.
So what happens if it expires? Here's the catch. There's no simple renewal button. To get it back, you have to start the entire process from scratch. We're talking a new application, new documents, the whole shebang. And you can only do it when you're actually filing a tax return. It's a pretty significant hurdle.
Okay, let's put all the pieces together and do the final calculation. From the perspective of someone applying, what are the real benefits of getting into this system versus the potential risks you're taking on?
On the rewards side of the equation, the benefits are pretty tangible. You can follow US tax laws, you can claim refunds and some credits, and you can even open a bank account. But maybe the biggest long-term strategic benefit is that you create an official paper trail of tax filing, which can be a huge asset in certain immigration proceedings down the road.
Now for the risk side. This notice pretty much captures the core tension of the whole system. The IRS says, hey, we generally have rules that prevent us from sharing your info. But, and it's a big but, they also say there is a risk that they could share it. It's right there in black and white. It's a calculated risk that every single applicant has to weigh for themselves. So where does that leave us? Is the ITIN a simple system for tax compliance, or is it a complex bureaucratic maze with hidden risks? Well, our analysis shows it's really both. It's a necessary tool designed to include people in the tax system, but successfully navigating it requires a deep understanding of all its mechanisms, its pathways, and its very real implications.